Hello, wonderful people of the internet and AI-controlled bots. Damian Geppetto here, and I have another great video for you today. Sit back, relax, and get ready to learn some advanced scouting techniques for Football Manager 2022. Before we hit the intro, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment to help out the channel. Self-promotion aside, let's get to work. Here is the overview window of my shortlist on my Newcastle United career save. Wanted to go over some basic items before we delve into whittling down potential targets, creating assignments, and advanced scouting strategies. As you see on the screen, I have the default overview setting. The list is sorted by scout recommendation. This display is best for basic reviews of your shortlist, but if you add some filters, other views are superior. Let's select New Search, and then filter shortlist to only center backs. Now that we know all of the players listed on the screen can play in a specific position, we will move the display from Overview to Scout Transfer. This displays all information except for the player's position. Now we can easily compare the player's age, cost, salary, ability, potential, and how dated the scouted information is. Another good thing to look at is club stats. This gives you an insight on how the player is performing, how many games they have played, and key statistics. At any time, you can highlight the player icon, this little head here, and you'll see an overview of their attributes, further drill down whether you wish to target them for a transfer offer. Or you could highlight the recommendation rating back on the overview, and you can see the pros and cons that your scouts have already laid out for you. Another great thing to do is directly compare two players. To do this, you click on the first player, go back, and then click on the second player. Go to the comparison, hit compare with, and choose the player you want to compare with. Now, I prefer the raw attributes, but this is a great way to see which player you should focus on acquiring. Comparing Omar and Nordy here shows me that Nordy is clearly a better player for the defensive center back role for the same transfer cost. Always have a robust shortlist. If your list is sparse for the position you're interested in, hop over the Players tab and go to Scouted. Add any players that have high recommendations to your shortlist, once again, sorting by recommendation. You can filter this list just the same as your shortlist, by position, age, specific attributes, nationality, transfer value, plenty more. Extreme filtering can help you find that one player needed to take your team to the next level. For example, we're going to click on a new search. I'm going to filter this list by max age 27, and add the attribute free kick taking is at least 15. As I move it to 16, the list shrinks. As I move it to 17, there are now only 2 players that have a free kicking ability of 17. I use this as an example simply due to the fact that a specialty player who can handle free kicks is a boon for your chances at winning trophies. Goals win games, and goals from set pieces can be the difference between winning and losing. Hot tip of the day, get a free kick specialist named Ianis Hagi. Check out these ridiculous attributes on him. It's a shame this player is stuck in the Cinch League. Save him from the misery that is the Scottish League and bring him onto your team, and I guarantee you will come back to this video to drop a comment about how happy you are for listening to some random dude on YouTube suggesting what player to buy, because now you are a champion. Digression aside, while on this player tab, let's look at the recruitment package I have selected. Right here, we have the top tier package. Always select the highest scouting package your budget allows. The more places you scout, the more options you have for transfers. Every year the budget resets, so don't leave money on the table. Let's move further down the Players tab now, and let's go to Analyzed. Click on the recommendation column here again so that you sort it the way I have it sorted by recommendation. Now, this is an overlooked mountain of data. This will help you seek out quality players for your team. A great way to find a good bargain player is to go to this screen and look for a top-rated player by your analyst who has a low value, such as Diego Almada and Nicolas de la Cruz. Highlight the recommendation rating, and their scouting report pops up just the same as it would on the other scouting overview screens. Collating the recommendations from your scouts and analysts is a surefire way to improve results in the transfer market, no matter what your budgetary restraints are. Utilize your staff and stop blindly buying players based off of a wing and a prayer. Now let's move on to scouting assignments. In order to create manual assignments, you must have control of scouting responsibility. I'm going to undelegate it and take control again. You would just have to take control if you don't have control. As you see, all I had to do was click on that caret to pull it up. When you first do this, the Create Assignment button is hidden, so you got to click on the assignments and refresh it. Now that it's refreshed, we have this Create New Assignment button. But as you see, my scouts have no current assignment due to me delegating the responsibilities to my chief scout and then retaking control. If you ever want to reset all of your scouting assignments, this is the easiest way to start from scratch. You can look down the list of the scouts and see what their prior assignments were, and it'll give you ideas for their new assignments. Up top, you see regular starter target forward, French Cup below, scouting the Chilean division, on down the line until we get to Major League Soccer and the good old USA at the bottom of the list. Now we'll create a new assignment. Every football manager knows how to search for a first-team player, select a position on the pitch, and nail down a preferred role to start a search. I will submit this one for a regular starter, first-team player, for a target forward striker to get the ball rolling. For additional conditions, I'm going to add height is at minimum 6'3" tall. I will set the duration to 1 year just so that I can keep it going as long as possible. Then we're going to start the search. Voila, done. Now let's go over some other strategies to maximize your scout's abilities and return better results. We will create another assignment. Instead of searching for a specific position, we'll select Fits Tactic and select the tactic that we use for this team, attacking 4-2-4 wide custom G-Gen press. If you want a breakdown of my unique tactics, go watch my video, Superior Tactics Win Trophies. It's linked up in the top right corner of your screen. Now, the scouts will look only for players that fit into my specific tactics. For example, inverted wingers and target man strikers. This is still too broad of a search, so let's go to the scouting pool and view my scouts. As I go through them here, I'm looking at what countries they have scouting knowledge in. You can see they all have no current assignments, right down here. Until I get to Martin Glover, where it says Analyze Next Opposition. 3 countries stuck out to me on this list: Argentina, Brazil, and Portugal. Let's go select Aurelio Moro. I'm going to go to the scope in the right here. We go to Nation, go to South America, and we're going to select Argentina. Now I'm going to set the duration at 6 months since we are in February. Until finished is default, but it should only be used on competitions and leagues. For additional conditions, I'm going to add scouted potential ability is at least very good. And then we're going to start the assignment. You could add an age parameter if you like, but looking for high potential targets in one specific nation who fits into our tactical scheme is enough filtering for me. Now we're going to create 2 more assignments that are identical, but for the nations of Brazil and Portugal, assigning Sergio Costa to Brazil and Vicente Portal to Portugal. So we've created 3 assignments for specific countries. Now let's create an assignment for Wonder Kids in Europe. I'm going to set the scout scope to Europe, that is continent. I'm going to add the age at most 20. And I'm going to set the potential ability to at least superb. For this assignment, I'm going to utilize Radu Baku, as he has good knowledge of many of the smaller European countries, as you see here. I'm going to set this duration to 1 year, and that's it. Now I'm going to start the assignment. Notice I did not add Fitz tactic, player type, any position, or highlight any attributes. By narrowing the scope of the search and adding a high bar for potential, the amount of players that will get recommended will already be small enough. Now let's create one more scouting assignment looking for specific attributes. For this scouting report, I'm going to select free kick taking and then specify attribute values. This button here. After typing 15 into the free kick taking field, I'm going to click Finish Editing the same button. Now I will add one more condition. I'm going to select the age is at most 26. For this one, I'm going to set the duration at 6 months. But I'm going to leave the scope of where it's going untouched, and the scouting pool is going to be default just to the whole pool. This is going to tell my scouts, when available, to search the globe for any player that has a free kick taking attribute of 15 or higher. Starting the assignment, and we're good to go. One final assignment I want to highlight, and then we're done. Let's create an assignment. Select Fitz tactic to your favorite formation. Once again, I'm going with attacking 4-2-4 wide. Select end of contract from the transfer type up here instead of transfer. I'm going to add scouted current ability is at least good. And I'm going to set the duration at 6 months and add one more condition of age at most 30. Scope's going to stay the same, and the scouting pool is going to be the default as well. This type of scouting assignment is especially useful for teams that don't have a large transfer budget. Signing players at the end of their contract for free is a great way to build a team without spending precious resources, add depth to your bench, fill in a gap in your starting lineup, or maybe score a steal on a top-tier player who's grown frustrated with their club and refuses to re-sign a contract. For this specific scouting mission, setting it up in December to February is recommended, as that's the best time to snatch up players who will be free agents at the end of the season. So we're going to submit it. With our scouts now searching for new players, let's micromanage which players they scout first. We move to the Scout Priorities section under the Assignments tab. If I scroll down the list, all the way to the bottom, you will see that there's 114 players who are currently waiting to be scouted. Most of them, as you can see, their progress is on hold. Your scouts can only do so much. So if you really want to know about a specific player's attributes, skills, and other details, you need to adjust their priorities. I'm going to reset the sorting by recommendation. As you see, the numbers are no longer aligned. We're going to go down to Angel Correa, who it says is sitting at priority 85, and he's on hold. The easiest way to move him up the list is to left-click this check mark on the far left of his column. And then at the bottom right corner of the screen, covered up by my beautiful face, by the way, is a button that says Prioritize Assignment. Click on that, and the player will instantly become the #1 priority for your scouting team. Let's reorganize by priority, and you see. Another way to adjust priorities is manually moving them. We're going to grab the player, and the way you do that is these 6 grayed out little buttons next to the number, okay? I'll utilize, let's see, Felix Agu, number 13. I'm going to hold the left click and drag his name up to the top, and then release. He's now my #1 priority for my scouting team. FYI, it is much easier to move players up than down, so keep that in mind. Before we move off this screen, let's click on this button above all the sorting columns that says All Scouts, and we're going to select it to just the first one, Mick Tate. These are the players that Mick Tate is currently assigned to. I can adjust the list as I see fit. Since Santi Mina and Nicolas de la Cruz are injured, I'm going to left click on both of them. And then I'm going to hit Cancel Assignment. Boom. Those injured players are no longer on our scouting list. I will move up Evan Indica because he's in a position we need badly for this team, center back. I'm going to drag his name all the way to the top and, oh, wait, what happened? Let's do that again. He's now 73. Wait, one more time. He's only 72. As you can see, if you try and drag and drop the name on the individual scout list, you're not going to be able to do it. You're going to only move them up one position at a time, and it reorders the whole list. Go to All Scouts. Oh, unfortunately, doesn't work. So, what was he at? Evan Indica, he was 72. So I have to go back to the full scout screen, click on him, and then prioritize the assignment. And now he's up at the top of the list. A little trial and error to show you the intricacies of this list. I hope these tips help you succeed in your football manager career. Going through your scouting assignments with a fine-tooth comb is time-consuming, but the results can be tremendous. How many times did a player you coveted sign with another team because your scouts hadn't returned results fast enough to pull the trigger on a transfer? Don't let the default AI control your club's fate. Take control and shape the destiny of your franchise. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching this video. Your support is appreciated. Please click that like button, subscribe to be notified about new content, and toss a comment down under the video to help with the algorithm. I couldn't make these videos without your support. Thank you once again. Stay classy, my filthy puppets. Stay classy.